everyone, it's Linda from Be Clear with Bronchiectasis, and today we're talking about airway clearance, our favorite subject. At least it seems to be. I mean, I've done, I think, over 20 videos, and that's what people tend to watch. One of my most popular videos is the Aerobika in detail. I think it has close to 12,000 views, which is a lot for me. So it's a popular subject matter, and I do try to cover others as well. But today we're back to talking about airway clearance. Specifically, I did a video a while ago on what I called it Get the Mucus Out, but it was Dr. Pamela, also known as McShane's take on airway clearance, or her preference to be first nebulizing and then using the Aerobika or another device, but first getting the mist into your lungs, versus the National Jewish way, which is to teach them attached together and doing it all at once. So recently, just a couple of months ago, I saw Dr. McShane in New York City, and I went up to her and I told her about the video I did, and she said, well, you know, Linda, it's really whatever works for someone. And I think that's the message. I'd have to rewatch the video, but I do believe that is the message that I gave as well, because it really is the message I give all the time, that what works for one person might not work for someone else. And honestly, what might be working today might not work for you later on, or what isn't working for you now might work for you later on. So you have to keep a flexible and open mindset, be willing to pivot if something isn't working the best for you, and just try different ways. Because ultimately, if we're doing airway clearance, we want it to be effective. So I came up with a hybrid approach. So what do I mean by that? I mean, instead of thinking about doing them separately, where you're first doing your nebulizing and then letting that get into your lungs, and then, as Dr. McShane said, going at it. So whether you use an OPEP device like an Aerobika, a vest, or a combination, or breathing techniques, is up to you. I put them together halfway through. So let me show you what I mean. I start off nebulizing. So taking in some nice deep breaths. So kind of keeping what Dr. McShane had to say in mind. Just taking in some nice deep breaths of the hypertonic saline. I generally use 7%. Unless I'm very hoarse, because I do have a tendency, maybe because I don't stop talking. But generally I use 7%. I like to take in a few deep breaths. And then what I do is I do attach them. I take off the mouthpiece of the Airway Eclipse cup. Now, don't lose this, okay? Because sometimes when people are used to attaching them all the time, and I say to them, do you ever try to do it separately? They're like, well, how would I do that? I say, put the mouthpiece on the nebulizer, and they're like, what mouthpiece? Because maybe they went to National Jewish and they really did this, they attached them from the beginning, and they lost the little mouthpiece. So try not to lose it. But then what I do is I finish nebulizing like this. And I like to call this the space shuttle approach, because at that point, after I finish nebulizing, and by the way, there's always going to be a little liquid left in the nebulizing cup. So if you're spending 45 minutes trying to get that little bit out, don't. The cup was made with that in mind, that there would always be a little bit left behind. At this point, I take off the nebulizing cup. This is the space shuttle. Woo! And I just have the Aerobika. And what's the beauty of the Aerobika is you can use it in any position. So your body can be in any position. You could be obviously sitting up, but you could be lying on your left side, lying on your right side, lying on your back, and it will still work. It'll also work if you turn it. So you can turn it like this. It's called the sandwich approach. And you might want it because you're doing something, you're working on something, you need to see it. I don't know, might just feel more comfortable to you. So that is the beauty of the Aerobika. You know how much I love her. I call her Bika. But I do get on the bed and I do postural drainage, and in the summer, if it's warm enough, I get on the floor because I actually like the harder surface. I feel it's a little bit more effective if I'm on my right side and on my left side. I don't go on my belly because it's really not good for reflux. It's almost asking for it. But then that I use just the Aerobika alone, and maybe finish up with the autogenic drainage app. So you might want to think of this hybrid approach and experiment a little bit and see if it works for you. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.